So you're ready to grow your business with Facebook ads. Oh, I am so excited for you. This is such a great step. I feel like it's the initiation into a whole different world, and I'm really, really excited for you. But okay, now you're like, well, how do I do this? Totally get it. And honestly, this is something I really want to uncover because I find this is so weirdly gatekeeped. And also the problem is, the reason why people don't make a lot of tutorials about this is because it changes all the time. So on this channel, I'm really committed to wanting to give you fresh tutorials to show you the latest of what's working with Facebook ads. But this one right now is for beginners. So I'm just going to walk you through creating a really simple lead generation form, basically a lead generation ad that's going to help you build your email list where you don't need a website, you don't need anything crazy. You can literally just set this up with your freebie and be good to go. And I think that's incredible because you don't then need a website and all that to worry about. So this video is going to show you exactly how to do that. We're going to walk you through at a really nice, comfortable pace. You can follow along. You can set the ad up as you go. And by the end of this video, you are going to be able to create an ad that's going to grow your email list and evidently grow your business. Now, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the notification bell because you are not going to want to miss the updated tutorials and all the information I have around organic social media marketing as well as paid social ads. Hi everybody, my name is Kaz. I'm an elite digital marketing coach and I'm here to help you find paying clients with your social media. Okay, so I don't want to take up too much time with fluffy background intros and all that good stuff. I want to get right to the tutorial. So go ahead, grab a pen, grab a paper, set your ads up, and let's get going with how to set ads up as a complete beginner to grow your email list.
Okay, let's dive into setting up a lead form ad. So this is really a great option if you are looking to build your email list. And this is what I love about this is you don't need all the fancy landing pages. You do need some tech in order to connect your lead form to your email program. And a lot of people use Zapier for that, to just connect your lead form to your email program. So keep that in mind because you will need to do that. Or you'll need to just be really quick at downloading those leads, which I do not recommend. I just recommend setting up a Zapier situation so that any leads will just go straight to your CRM, your email provider, whichever kind of system you use. But what I love is that you don't need a landing page because you can create all of this right in here. And I have used this on several campaigns. It works really well. So this is what we're going to do to set this up. You're going to come to your Facebook ad account and you are going to go to campaigns, and then you are going to go to create, and we are going to go to leads. This does look different. This may change again. Facebook loves to change this screen right here. So if this looks different to what you're used to, it probably will. You may even have this right now and it look different because that is the case. But we're going to demo it on this account and we will get going with this. So you want to come to leads and you're going to hit create. Now in the 3 steps, we have the campaign, the ad set, and the ad. You can access these by here, or you can access these across here. Either way, or it works just fine. So let us set up an ad from my marketing checklist, which I have done, and it's worked really great in the past. I have to say, it's been a good little ad to run. Now, when it comes, so that's really all there is. The campaign is really easy and quick to go. Campaign level is very, very fast. The main thing you have to think about here is budget. In the past, I used to say you can get away with $5 a day. I really think you need 10, and that is a bummer, but I just think you just need the 10 just to get going. Lead forms, you will get slightly cheaper results, which is great, but I would just start at 10. If you really cannot, maybe start at 5. If you have something super compelling or you're in a particular niche that is in high demand, I would say something like health and wellness, fitness, or money building, you may be able to get away with $5 a day. My recommendation though is 10, start there and scale up once you've nailed what you're doing. Then you hit next. congratulations, you're a third of the way through. Now, I have to say, in my naming conventions, I will say I like to carry on the same name throughout. So just grab that and then come here and then copy and paste. I just think it looks tidier and we know what's going on. And then at this point, I would add details about the audience, because it is at the audience that you can then, it's at the ad set that you can then pick the audience. So I'm going to just do, we're just going to do that for now. Make sure it's kept this, and that we're going to be doing this in instant forms. There are other options, but we need the forms this time. Now, there's been talk about this. I have seen, you know, this one's better, this one's better. I go for the maximum number of leads. I want to make sure my funnel works. And then once I know it works, it is then I will tweak things and I will work on the qualification of the lead. So step 1 of the process, make sure everything works and you're getting leads. Step 2, add in factors to improve the quality of the lead, which I call qualification. So really think about that. But you can beta test these if you want. You can test like this one or this one. I stick to this one for the most part. So, but I think maybe Facebook has data on this one and that's why this one's better. But anyway, now if you're starting off, I think dynamic creative is a really good option. It's going to help you to alleviate any of the confusions around what you should run. So I really like that. So definitely think about turning that on and giving Facebook copy options and image options. So this is the part where you pick your audiences. So if you're going after female entrepreneurs, I recommend, let's think. It really depends. Maybe you're going for slightly younger. Typically, I have always done 25 upwards. I would do 25 to 60, honestly. Obviously, female. We do want this on. Yeah, we want to reach who we want to reach. I have heard rumors that with this, they are basically just taking the reins over and saying, hey, we're going to just find the audience for you as opposed to you selecting targets. So I find that really interesting. These right here are some of the audiences I like for this niche though. Oh, interesting. In the past, it was common to break all these out and do all these separately. It's just not the way anymore. Like we're getting close to 100. I think I would stop there, honestly. That's quite broad. 100 million out of $10 day budget, I don't think you want. So under 100 mil for $10 is where I think you want to be. Now, I still go by that I don't enjoy audience network. So I always take that out of there. A lot of times you will hear and you will see that you should just let Facebook run wherever it wants. I just don't like audience network. So I prefer to just nix that out there and keep everything else, honestly. And then we hit next. And then you're almost done, which is really exciting. So that's really cool. Why have you published? Well, if that happens, then let's just switch you off for now. So anyway, I don't know why that should have just gone over to here. But anyway, we're going to do this. And then we just leave it like that. And again, I like to keep the same naming convention because sometimes you'll want to look at ads in the ad level and you won't know which ad it is unless you've carried on the same naming convention throughout. Make sure you connect your Instagram page. This all looks very funny if you run things on Instagram and you haven't got this set up. You kind of get like a weird Facebook strange page that's a bit weird. So I would not do that. I would make sure to really connect your Instagram account so that it can show and you can get followers and interest from your ad. It's like a secondary byproduct of ads. So make sure you've done that. Okay. So we're doing my marketing checklist. I'm pretty sure I have some images here somewhere for that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those. When it comes to this, you are going to, because we're doing dynamic creative, you have the option to mix up some images. And this is what I like about dynamic creative. So I like that we're using, we'll put the picture of me right there. We've got a couple of like ideal client kind of images, I would say. I think here, yeah, I've got some ones like this where it's just text. You want that for sure. You would want like a mock-up of the checklist and ideal client, some of you. So I've got 5 around here. You can give it 10, but I will say you may just hit a wall with this, right? You may be like, I just really don't know what else to do. Things like this, like mock-ups. This isn't my checklist, but I'm just going to throw it in here. I think are really great. So I think that is a good selection, honestly. And then it will start to populate right here, okay? And then down here in the primary text is where you can add your text. Now, if you are stuck and you're like, you know what, I don't write Facebook ads, I have no idea what to write, then I would honestly come over to ChatGPT and I would go and give them something to start with some inspiration. So I would say I'm creating to promote my. Now, get into as much detail. The more detail, the better. I'm just going to do this really roughly for the sake of this tutorial. I like to tell it to give you so many options. Normally I do 4 or 5, honestly. I'm going to go ahead and grab my Instagram bio because it's just a nice little place that it's just going to give context. You can use this or you can give it your just like regular bio, honestly. But we'll see what it does with this. It's really quick today. I don't love the tone of any of these, but for the sake of this, I'm going to just grab this and see what I can do with it. I would never say that. This isn't bad. So that's the thing. It just gives you like a starting point, right? Say goodbye to marketing chaos and hello to growth. I quite like that, honestly. And I would take that and make that a headline. I actually quite like that. And sometimes you can just glean gems from this, right? And that I quite like. I think it needs a little bit of tweaking. It's a bit wordy, but it's not too bad. What else do we have? Quite like some of these. And also like, right? Like you can tell, like I don't like any of these. Heart of marketing chaos. It's really latching onto that. It's really interesting. It's really also latching on massively to Las Vegas, which is fine, but like these terrible people. I'm going to get rid of this and this emoji right here. It's time to conquer the marketing world. Don't love that. That's not bad. But typically what I recommend here is maybe something kind of short, something long that's storytelling, and then something that's going to it's really, really short. So I would kind of call these like middle length, honestly. What I mean by short is mm, no, it needs to kind of pique an interest, like so I don't want to give with this one, I don't want to give too much away. I just want to say, ready to get a handle on your marketing. Let me show you how. I don't want to tell it what it is. I don't want it to be a big thing. Typically here, I'm going to write about, in my headline, I'm going to write like, so there's a good chance that when Facebook does dynamic creative and it mixes everything around, it's going to put this with this. So it's unlikely they are going to see, I mean, they may, right? They may see like, it's literally going to tell them nothing, but it's not a bad thing. I want to pique some curiosity here. I want them to be like, oh, actually, yeah, I am ready to get a handle on my marketing. I'd probably honestly make this a question mark, and then we do it like that, right? And it's super like open, it's broad. You have to click to find out what the heck I'm talking about. That's what I'm trying to do. Now with the lead format, what happens is someone clicks here and then a form will pop up. Now I have forms aplenty, but we are going to go ahead and create a form. So one thing I will do, I'm going to go ahead and pull up one of my forms because it's going to have the details that I want to include in it. So in that case, you can duplicate old ones. It will just, grab everything. So you want the first page that they land on. This is the first page, second, third, fourth. You want the first page to really say like what's going on, but in a succinct way. You don't have all that much copy. You only have 60 characters on this first headline screen. You can put more here, but I just really recommend being short and to the point. You can change this. I think I used this in another example, and I just have a t-shirt here. These are the dimensions for this. So you can have that right there. But this has got to be like attention grabbing, call to action, ready to get someone's email address. Then we want their contact information. So at this point, so that's down here, you give the questions, right? When you start, you just want email and name. Once we get going and you analyze, okay, are the people coming through really, really good people? Do I want to add some qualifiers? Okay, that's what you need to then assess and figure out. When you add qualifiers, typically it's going to improve the quality of your lead. So in this case, if I started this and I wasn't getting good quality leads through, I could go ahead and add maybe a question or something that is going to get some kind of response or something else, right? And that is going to help me get better leads through. So keep that in mind, because a lot of times people will say these are not very good. And the reason is because they're not doing this, right? They're not adding qualifying questions. Like you could add, how long have you been in business? Or what's your big struggle when it comes to marketing your business? Someone then has to type that in, but and you would make it that they have to, make it a required field so that they have to type it in order to get the response. So keep that in mind, because that is going to help with the quality of your leads. But you want to make sure your funnel is working before you start all of that, okay? I like to just really outline what is going to happen. Enter your email, we're going to do this, okay? So we want all that. Next, you're going to need your privacy. You must link to this on your website. So just keep in mind to do that, because you need a privacy page. That's the one thing you really need to have up and running. You should have that anyway. So put that and link to that there. And then the last page, I like to add something for someone to do. So they're going to click on this and then they're going to get the thing. Once they hit submit, they will get the checklist. However, you can direct them somewhere. If you're selling physical products, like you're selling these t-shirts, you can direct them to the site with your products. If you want a growth on one of your platforms, you can say, hey, follow us on Instagram, right? And then you've got the link. That really should be my Instagram link. It's awesome. So that's what you want on there. But yeah, have a second thing for people to do. You might get some growth on Instagram from this, and that would be awesome. Once you're ready to go, you're going to hit publish, and then it is going to publish your lead. So what will happen is you will be all set. Once you've set that up, you're going to hit publish. Facebook will review this and then push it out within 24 hours. Any longer than 24 hours, follow up with support to make sure your ad gets out. When we look at what this looks like, which one is going to show me how it's going to look? I think this one may. It may not. Don't always know. Okay, great. So I will say it's left that in. I don't want that image in there. These previews are sometimes a little wonky. Yeah, I don't know why it's pulled that, because it's not there. So that's really great. But like I said, the previews are really wonky. It's fine. For the sake of this demo, this will be fine. But this is what, so when people see this ad in the wild, first of all, it's not going to look like this, right? It's going to look like something a lot nicer like this, right? With my text and all this good stuff. But when people click it, they're going to get a form, and it is going to populate all of their information based on their Facebook profile. And that is what is so beautiful about this too. A lot of times people don't even need to type in things in order to get the freebie. And that's really great, because ultimately you want this to be as quick and painless as possible for people so that they can get your thing. So if you can help them with that, that makes it all great. Okay, and that honestly is it. So you let this run, you see how it's doing. You should, honestly, as long as your offer is good, you should get leads from this. And they should be reasonably priced leads. So it's up to you to check on the quality of the leads to make sure it's going to work well for you. So let me know how this goes. I can't wait to see. You will also get these funny, typically when this is processing, this says no ads. This is very common. You do have ads here. Don't let that worry you. It's just going to say that. So don't worry. Eventually this sorts itself out and it will start saying like, oh, you do have ads. Okay, cool. So just keep that in mind. But otherwise, I really hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I can't wait to hear how your campaigns do.
Okay, so I really hope you found that useful, but let me know in the comments below, what questions do you have about running ads? Hopefully I covered the majority of them in that tutorial, but in case I didn't, let me know in the comments below. I will be happy to help you. Now, if you're struggling with your marketing, I totally get it. It can be very, very, very overwhelming. There's so many things to do. How do you organize yourself? What do you use? What do you post? I totally get it. So if that's you and you really want a simplified way to market your business, then I invite you to download my marketing checklist via the link below. It's going to help list your tasks into monthly, daily, and also weekly tasks to help you be consistent with your social media. Click the link below and grab your free copy. All right, everybody, that's all I have. Be sure to subscribe to this channel to make sure that you never miss any information regarding growing your business with social media, and I will see you next time.